Hey, you ain't want to hear from me as the police is driving by. Told y'all motherfuckers, don't fuck with Connecticut, man. Y'all stop coming. Hey, look. You see how that shit happened at Toad's place with Bibby? I don't think they came back out here after that. They might have gone to the Oakdale, because that's like in the middle of nowhere. The shit that Meat Mill shot up. Literally, I was smoking a cigarette there at the Excision concert. Literally, right where that shit got shot up, probably, too.
I haven't done stand-up in Connecticut in 15 years.
Bridgeport's one of the worst cities in the country. I did a gig there once, and I got chased off stage. There's like a guy in the front row. He won't shut the fuck up. It's one of those where I'm like, I've put him down every clever way possible, and I'm just trying to survive. I'm like 25 minutes in, like, putting this guy down. He keeps coming. I'm just like, you fucking Neanderthal dumb fuck. Shut the fuck up. And then he stood up, and I was like, that's the biggest man I've ever seen. He's like 6'6" and built like a linebacker. And I'm like, I'm going to get the shit kicked out of me. God damn it. So he starts rushing the stage. And I'm like, well, someone's going to stop him. No one stops him. He gets on stage. I was like, fuck this shit. I run off stage. And I'm in the back of the room. And people are booing. I just hear booing. I'm like, why are they fucking booing me? This woman runs in with me before I lock it. And she's like, what are you doing? Like, you can't do that. I'm like, what? You want me to just get the shit kicked out of me? And she's like, you can't. That's very unprofessional to walk off stage. I'm like, unprofessional? Like, there's no security here. I'm not just going to, like, get my ass kicked. And I was like, fuck you. Fuck this city. And they're booing so loud when I say that. I'm holding a cordless mic. They hear everything I'm saying to her. I sound like the biggest coward. I am hated in Bridgeport right now. He finally leaves, and I went back out and did the last 30 minutes to fucking...
Nah, he left and everybody left. And they probably hung out outside for a minute to see if you just was going to come right out. You lucky you did that 30 minutes.
Connecticut is rough, man, because it's...
Listen to Joe Rogan. Listen to him. You won't listen to me about? Listen to Joe Rogan.
Connecticut is rough, man, because it's there's no hope in Connecticut. There's like really rich people.
That should be their state motto.
I think he was going to say there's like really rich people, but none of them really care to fix the problems that most of the people here are dealing with. Gang violence, drugs. Like I was saying, right? I just started saying this shit. Connecticut didn't have an opiate epidemic or a heroin problem. Even after the movie Heroin Town came out, Connecticut doesn't have a heroin problem until Jess Bradley died. Not everyone's gonna know who that is, but if you know me in real life, you might know who that is or was. But like this little white bitch, her little brother found her dead. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with her, ironically, but it's like when she died, it was like almost like all the rich white people's kids started dying at that point. And look how fast they came up with Narcan after that. That was like, Narcan like 6 years later. It's not there's no hope. It's that there's nothing here. Aside from gangs, drugs, the politics, there ain't shit. Nothing. You see what I'm saying? People always want to be like, why we got a drug problem? Well, because it's really one of the only ways out for people around here. 2013, we made up 30% of the worst cities in America. 3 of them were in Connecticut. And that was like the Jess Bradley for the gang problem in Connecticut. That was when they were like, keep in mind, all through the 90s, all through the days when you couldn't have Solitos and Kings in the same dorm or in the same cell. They had to be let out at different times for rec when they were at Supermax, all that. Yeah. That's around when 2013 happened, and it was almost like the news asked, yo, why do y'all have a gang problem? So we had to admit we had a gang problem. It's like when someone really, really licked out, and they don't want to accept that shit, but then someone like that they kind of like respect or need or whatever the case is goes like, yo, you really need to stop that shit. Like it make them be like, okay. Yeah. Or like more so with someone kids, like they'll deny their kid have a drug problem to like they brother, the kid uncle's like, yo, your kid really got a drug problem though. And then they'd be like, oh, like, especially if their uncle went through a drug problem, it's like that. That's like what happened when New Haven, Hartford, and Bridgeport were the worst cities in America. You know what I'm saying? They were 3 of the 10 worst cities in America were in Connecticut. It was like, the news was like, but y'all have this problem. Y'all have to, like, the first step to fixing the problem is admitting that it's a problem. It's fucking wild out here. Like, the type of legislation that just gets in the way of you doing shit legally, it's really, like, designed to, like, make illegal shit look like the easier route. Like, Connecticut's one of them places, right, where they make it so hard to own a legitimate business. You're almost gonna have an easier time dodging the raid than you is getting a legal license to do anything and build some shit even.